That's only a year old. Okay, so.
All right. Are you John Simpson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Simpson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. So you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
Judge, on July 18th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard call in Harris County, Texas. Officers observed the defendant to be seated in the driver's seat with the engine still on, dozing off. Officers then woke up the defendant up to the officer and walked up to the defendant and observed slurred speech and bloodshot eyes. The defendant stumbled out of his vehicle and had a strong odor of alcohol on the breath. Officer asked the defendant if he had been drinking, to which the defendant stated yes and began to explain that he was fine and that he can show the officer. The defendant then pulled out from the driver's seat his own personal breathalyzer test and blew a .18 in front of the officer. Standard field sobriety test. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted 4/4 on the HGN, 6/8 on the walk and turn, and 3/4 on the one leg stand. DIC 24 was read. The defendant consented to breath, which resulted in a .164 and a .155.
Okay. Mr. Simpson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
You may continue to drive. I also see that you have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with the lawyer. I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him or her, and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Guys, do you look to see if he has any prior DWIs, please?
He doesn't have any prior DWIs.
No. All right. So for now, I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Trace for your bond conditions. And then after that, you're welcome to wait for your lawyer back. Okay?
Sure.
Please.
Right this way. Behind you.
Are you Ariana Suarez? Ms. Suarez, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, man. Okay.
On July 14th, 2024, officers observed a vehicle in Harris County, Texas, and discovered the vehicle had an expired registration. Traffic stop was conducted. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers could smell the odor of marijuana coming from inside of the vehicle, and a bag was in plain view by the cup holders in the middle of the front seat. The officers detained both the defendant and the passenger and conducted a search of the vehicle. The officer found a black bag under the driver's seat containing a black 9mm Taurus handgun. The defendant stated the firearm was hers and the marijuana was also hers.
Okay. Ms. Suarez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, ma'am? You're 23. What do you do in life?
I work at Energy.
Where?
Energy.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school? Okay. How much money do you make a month?
I just started on Monday.
Where do you live now? Are you able to afford a lawyer? Or would you like me to appoint your lawyer? I'm happy to appoint your lawyer if you want today. You can talk to someone. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. No more smoking dope. I'm telling you now that I'm going to test you 31 days from today, perhaps 32, perhaps 35. You test positive for dope, guess what's going to happen? Right. Don't smoke any dope. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance? Okay, then if you don't have any kind of liability insurance, then don't drive. Do you understand? That's also the condition of your bond. If you want to drive, whatever car you're going to drive, you need to maintain liability insurance. So for now, I'm gonna have you go, deputy's gonna give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I will have you go to Victoria, sign a receipt, and then I'm gonna have you meet with Trace for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take your seat while we find your lawyer, man. All right? Please.
People named Perez on the docket, Judge.
Yeah, it's Joel Perez. All right. Good morning, Mr. Perez.
Good morning,
You speak English, right?
sir.
Mr. Perez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're also charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. So there's two cases.
I'm sorry, that one's getting dismissed.
Yeah, okay. So as part of the plea bargain agreement, it's 30 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there forever. What happens if you get pulled over and you smell like alcohol again, Mr. Perez?
Get another DWI, 30 or
What happens then?
prison.
With your criminal history, if you get pulled over, because you've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 priors, if you get pulled over, do you think an officer is going to be nice to you? No chance in HE double hockey sticks. Don't give them a reason. If you smell like alcohol, if you smell like dope, they're going to charge you with a felony offense. You're looking at 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. So don't smoke, don't drink when you get into a car. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's that easy. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement today, you can never change this. It's going on your record. It'll be there and forever. It's even there after you die.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
It's
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 1 year. Don't drive until you get a license. And good luck to you, sir. Okay. And he's going in now. Okay. All right. Mister. Good luck.
Mr. Malachi.
Mr. Malachi, don't talk to people. There's no reason for you to talk to anyone else but me. How's jail?
I really like it.
Good. I'm glad you don't like it. That's a good thing. If you don't like it, then that means, and what we hope, is that you will comply with the rules that you're supposed to, because when you do, good things happen. And when you don't, the sentences get longer, the bars get colder. Jail's not supposed to be fun. You're wanted out of what state?
Florida judge.
You're wanted out of Florida for, is it,
That's more than 20K and less than 100,000.
that's what you're wanted for. And you want me to set you a bond. Okay? What other prior criminal history does he have?
Judge, we're not seeing any criminal history at this time.
There's the only identifiers that are, for whatever reason in the system, is his date of birth. So whenever we run it, we're able to pull up his driver's license. And then whenever we run it through the NCIC, TCIC system, it shows no identifiable record for that individual. So I have a decent level of confidence that he has no criminal history, but I can confirm it 100% because we don't have.
Are you on probation with this case in Florida, or is it just an open case?
No, sir. I wasn't aware I had a warrant until I got pulled over.
You show it's an old case? Is it a new case?
Early June of this year.
So, a month ago?
Yeah, it was issued last month.
So, Mr. Bowles, here's the deal. You want me to set you a bond? I will. But what's required of you is you must go turn yourself into Florida. Is there a bond set or no bond set?
No bond at this time, Judge.
Okay, so you have to go turn yourself into Florida. We give you 2 weeks from the date of your release to do that. If you do that within that time, this fugitive case against you gets dismissed. If you fail to do that, you understand that you're an adult. There are decisions, there are consequences with your decision. I will not set you another bond. If you fail to go to Florida, that's okay. I'm going to revoke this bond. I will set it at 0. You will not get another one. And I will issue a warrant. We're going to get you. This time I will physically hold you in custody until Florida comes and gets you, which could be a long time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you make it to Florida?
Yes, sir.
Do not get on a plane. Do not get on anything like that because they're going to arrest you. You still have an outstanding warrant in Florida. We're just letting you post bond to go do it instead of waiting for Florida to come get you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
How much now?
Judge, because no criminal history's been presented, I'm gonna assume he's got no criminal history and therefore, and this case was just filed a month ago. So I would ask for a $300 bond.
I'm not gonna do 300 when it's a $20,000 to $100,000. I mean, it's gotta be a little bit more skin in the game than that. What do you guys state? What do you say? Stephen?
Judge, we'll defer to your judgment on that. I don't really have a solid number on it. You've had a lot more experience with setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judge, if I may, he is still presumed innocent over there, so, I mean, this just affords him the first opportunity to go take care of it. If he doesn't do that, then, yeah, they'll go higher, but this is the first opportunity.
Well, he's a flight risk. I mean, we have to figure that, you know, you have to have enough skin in the game that we know that you're going to head to Florida. I mean, I'm not out to skin your life, but I want you to understand that if you fail to go, there are very serious consequences.
Yes, sir. I completely understand.
So I'll set your bond at $2,500, okay? When you do get out, go directly to Florida. Don't sit and wait till the last day of 2 weeks because as Murphy's Law dictates, what can happen will happen, and I don't care. If you fail to go there, I will revoke the bond, set it at 0, and then you'll be stuck.
Judge, just considering that he has to pay the full 100%, that's a big amount. Would you consider going to 1,000?
It's 1% of what he has in Florida, you know? The way I figure is that you're wanted for $20,000 to $100,000. I set it at a mere fraction of that. I mean, if he's unable to do it, then we can talk. All right. But for now, I'll set it at 2,500. Okay. All right. Good luck, Mr. Bowles.
Thank you, Judge.
Craig. So we have on 412, possession of marijuana. We have possession of a controlled substance. 721, you pick up an unlawful carrying of a weapon while intoxicated, and another felony possession of marijuana. I'm sorry, 721, you pick up a felony possession of marijuana, DWI with a child, and now you've picked up the next day an unlawful carrying of a weapon.
No, sir, that happened all together, sir.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Yes, sir.
All I know is that you are now on your 6th case. Please.
On July 21st, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for continuously failing to maintain a single lane of traffic and almost striking multiple vehicles in traffic cones and driving in 2 lanes at a time. The defendant was ID'd as the driver, and officers observed a small amount of marijuana on his lap. Officers also observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and the defendant admitted to consuming 2 to 3 shots and smoking marijuana prior to driving. An adult female was in the passenger front seat and a 4-year-old.
And you have an affidavit that I ordered you not to drive.
And a 4-year-old child was in the car seat in the back seat. The scene was moved to a well-lit gas station, and the defendant was observed to have an odor of marijuana coming from his person, an odor of
smoking dope in the car with a 4-year-old child?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, a 4-month-old?
No, sir.
4-year-old, but there was marijuana on his lap, and then officers smelled marijuana.
No, sir, I was not smoking in the car, sir.
Don't say anything.
Sir.
Mr. Walker, I am now going to serve you with a hearing as to why I shouldn't hold you in contempt of court. You promised me you wouldn't drive. You signed an affidavit with me that you wouldn't drive. And now you've picked up a DWI with a child passenger. You are now looking at 180 days in jail. I am now revoking your bonds, and I'm setting them all at $15,000. And I'm going to serve you with a new lawsuit as to whether I shouldn't hold you in contempt.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable how he would get another general order bond. You said there was the odor of marijuana in the car, and how old was the child?
4, but an inventory search also recovered 130.8 grams of marijuana and 18.2 grams of mushrooms, 64.4 grams of THC liquid, 42.9 grams of liquid in vape pens, and then 1.2 grams of Xanax and a gun. So
I find that you are a complete and utter danger to society, Mr. Walker. You refuse to comply with bond conditions. And I don't know if now CPS should get involved with your case. But I'm also now going to reach out to my staff lawyers to see if that's something that I should also have looked into, whether that baby is protected or whether CPS shouldn't get involved, because you have a complete whole host of 4 to 5 illegal drugs with a 4-year-old in the car. Does it say anything where the 4-year-old was buckled up,
in the
running
car
loose?
seat, in the back seat. So the baby was in the car seat.
Unbelievable. So on the possession of marijuana, on the possession of a controlled substance, on the new gun case, all at 15,000, please. Yeah.
And Your Honor,
Or I don't know, maybe I'm going to do higher. I don't know. I'm going to do, go.
I was just gonna say procedurally, it looks like we charged him first for UCW while in talks under clause 2520890. That was no PC, so the actual case that we have in our court, the new law violation, is the one we're doing PC on is 2521021.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing PC on the new gun case that he just caught.
Correct. So I filed dismissal on that UCW while in talks, it's just a refile of that case.
I see.
Yeah.
Who dismissed that one? The magistrate?
I filed a dismissal just.
I mean,
Who filed no PC was the magistrate.
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think probably 15,000 is just. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to set it at 30,000 on all of your cases, Mr. Walker.
Sure.
Like I said, I think that you're an utter, complete danger to society. You refuse to comply with bond conditions. You promised me you wouldn't drive, and here you are. You picked up a DWI with a child.
Drive first, sir.
I'm not going to talk about the case. I will appoint your lawyer today, but so I need you to do conditions that if he is released, he is not to have any contact with the 4-year-old child. He is not to drive. GPS monitor prior to release. Home confinement. Only to go to a doctor or to meet with a lawyer. No weapons. No drugs, no alcohol. He will be if he does bond out, he will be required to appear every Monday and Thursday to take a drug test. Anything else? Family? Anything else?
Judge, we'll defer to the court.
I think that's it, right? What we do? And then no driving. Yeah. He goes with you.
Sir, vote.